Blue purple Kaido, don't ask me why though, I'm in denial. Will ramp be viable? Blue purple Kaido, new animal kingdom. Blue purple Kaido. Do you want off meta like I want off meta? Ulti and page 1 combo. Do you concede to me now? Yeah, all the time. Yeah, all the time. A Cardi Kaizo. Oh, it's just my Patreon I just launched. If you like what I do and want to support me, toss a few bucks my way. Link in the description and on screen until someone subscribes to the tier and changes it. Okay, onto the video. This is the Blurple deck you've all been waiting for, right? It's Kaido time, baby! We randomly get new Animal Kingdom support 3 sets later, so let's get cracking with Kaido. Kaido is a blue-purple strike attribute leader with 5k power and 4 starting life. His leader ability reads, Dawn times 1 during your turn, once per turn. When one of your opponent's characters is KO'd, you can add 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and set it as active. If you spend any time playing OP05 Purple Luffy, you'd probably be laughing at the fact that it's a conditional ramp effect that requires 1 Dawn, on top of you needing to kill something. But this is the best we've got in OP04, so let's just work with it. So there's no top placing Kaido list to pull any insights from, so I'm brewing this one completely on my own. It's a deck that incentivizes you to kill and the reward is getting to your top end quicker, so let's build with that in mind. This is the deck I've arrived at. Let's take a look going by cost. 3 Onigashima. We're an Animal Kingdom leader with the ramp focused playstyle, so this stage card is a no-brainer. It allows us to ramp 1 rested Dawn per turn, which really helps us pay for our minus Dawn effects. 4 OP04 Who's Who. Set 4 introduces a 1-cost Animal Kingdom searcher. This will help a ton with consistency. 4 OP01 Don Quixote Doflamingo. Still one of the best blockers in blue. Doflamingo allows you to determine how your next few turns will go, or even give you a complete reset by bottom decking the top 5 cards of your deck. This will also help with consistency as well. 4 OP04 Ulti. We also get a new ulti. This one helps immensely in the Zoro and Law matchup. Aggro can be a massive problem for our deck that relies on top end, so ulti being able to bottom deck in the early game really helps us stabilize. 4 OP01 Sasaki. Just a 2k counter, but if you ever get unlucky with the starting hand and you don't see Who's Who or Daffy or ulti, playing out a Sasaki and ramping to get to your late game a little bit quicker can be a valid option. 4 starter deck 4 Ulti. Ulti is a dual purpose card in this deck. She's already inherently useful as a 2k counter, but playing her out is also a strong tempo play. If you return 1 Dawn, you can cheat out a page 1 character card. That's 2 bodies for 4 Dawn. This is incredibly helpful into the Whitebeard matchup, as you'll only need 2 extra Dawn on the following turn to swing for 6k 3 times between your 2 characters and your leader. 4 starter deck 4 page 1. This is just the vanilla 4 cost that can be cheated out with ulti. 2 OP04 page 1. One nice thing about set 4 is that we get 2 more page 1s as targets for starter deck ulti. This page 1 has the same stat line and cost, so it's basically 2 extra copies of him, making the combo a bit more consistent. We only run 3 events in the deck though, so I've never actually used this card effect. 3 OP01 X Drake. Another dual purpose 2k counter. In some late game scenarios, playing him out to make your opponent discard a pivotal event counter or something can win you the game. 4 starter deck 4 Queen. If we're running the best blocker in blue, why not in purple too? Queen is a larger blocker at that 6k sweet spot that's good into 5k powered leaders. He also lets you draw 2 cards and discard 1, bringing you +1 in card advantage and fixes your hand a bit. You have to return 1 Dawn to do this, but between your leader ability and Onigashima, this cost is pretty much negligible. 4 starter deck 4 King. One of the stars of the deck, King can KO up to a 4 cost on play for 6 Dawn and -1 Dawn. Body with removal will always be a strong effect. The 4 cost threshold is great too. That lets you hit the 4 cost vanillas in both variants of Whitebeard, Orlumbus and Rebecca, Zoro and Law, Nami and Green Purple Doflamingo, and more. Being a 7k body afterwards is a great offensive stat line to be at too. One cool synergy with your leader is that you can attach 1 Dawn to leader, then KO something with King, and then your leader ability will ramp a Dawn back as active, allowing you to attach it to your leader and swing for 7k. 3 starter deck 4 Kaido. I almost want to run him at 4. This will probably happen eventually, but I haven't figured out what to cut yet. I'd argue to say that 9 cost Kaido is the best purple card in the format. It's just that he can't solo carry the rest of purple at the moment. Once Starter Deck 10 and OP05 come out with stronger purple cards, we'll see this Kaido skyrocket in usage. He KOs a 6 cost on play. This is extremely relevant in the current meta where people are starting to heavily value playing 6 cost vanillas in their deck, since they can evade Jet Pistol, Fire Fist, 3000 Worlds, the Orlumbus combo, and Thunderbolt triggers. Kaido can kill them though. On top of that, he is a 10k body with Rush, meaning he can attack the turn you play him afterwards. The -5 Dawn cost to gain Rush can be remedied easily by your ramp. Dawn on leader makes it so that you gain 1 Dawn back when Kaido KOs something, and then Onigashima recovers another, and then you'll gain 2 Dawn on your next turn, so in reality you're only down 1 Dawn, which is enough to play another 9 cost Kaido the turn after to swing for lethal, if you were at 10 Dawn, that is. 2 OP01 Kaido. This Kaido is just a massive reset button for enemy boards that get too ridiculous. This is great into Katakuri and Queen to get rid of their army of giant 8k plus characters. It's even good into Red Green Law, just to get rid of all their blockers that they'll eventually play out. It's quite situational though, so feel free to chuck him with Queen or Gum Gum Jet Gatling in certain matchups. 2 OP04 Kaido. Yes, a third Kaido. This one is for the Rebecca and Green Purple Doflamingo matchup. It can bounce an 8 cost and a 3 cost back to hand. Against these two leaders, you'll usually get big value in bouncing 2 of their targets. In all other matchups, you can most likely utilize the 8 cost to bounce something and then target the 3 cost bounce at one of your own searchers or an ulti to use her as a 2k counter after you've attacked with her. For events, it's just 3 OP03 Gum Gum Jet Gatling. This lets you counter for 3k for 0 cost by discarding another card in your hand. This is just a good way to utilize extra copies of Onigashima or useless Kaidos in hand. For starting hands, you'll want to see Who's Who, Doflamingo, and Onigashima. Depending on the matchup, I'll look for OP04 ulti against Zoro and Law, and then I'll try to find the ulti page 1 combo against pretty much everyone else. The strengths of the deck are strong into Whitebeard. At just about every stage in the game, you have an answer to him. Ulti in page 1 to start with early aggression, King to kill the 4 cost vanilla, 9 cost Kaido to kill the Rush Luffy while still being able to swing for 10k at them. Board advantage. All your top end cards get rid of a body on board while developing a huge one in the process. Ramp pressure. Being able to ramp means you'll be able to hit power thresholds before your opponent may be able to deal with them. The weaknesses of the deck are weak to aggression. While OP04 ulti saves us from making this matchup unwinnable, it's still an uphill battle against aggressive decks since we only have 4 life. I seem to find that it always comes down to a single 1k counter in determining a win or loss. Onigashima dependence. You really need Onigashima to pay for some of these expensive minus Dawn effects. Not having it can really slow down your curve if you want to drop kings and queens early. The match feels a lot more natural with the stage card. That's the blue-purple Kaido deck I've been running. I've been having a lot of surprising success with it. It could just be that no one knows how to play against it since it's not considered a meta deck, but it also has not topped any events in Asia in OP04. But who knows, with our different restricted list meta, maybe Blurple Kaido has a spot up there with the Cool Kids Club. This was only my preliminary pass at the deck, so try it out yourself and then let me know what you think and any changes you'd suggest. Okay, bye.
Car D Kaizoku.